Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of That's a Wrap. I'm Caboose XBL.
I'm Ender the Answer.
And today we are going to be doing our spoiler-filled review of Doctor Strange. So beware of spoilers. If you haven't seen the film yet, go out and watch it, then come back to this video. We just walked out of the theater. Well, we didn't just walk out of the theater. We walked out of the theater and drove home. But what did you think of Doctor Strange?
You know what? I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
I gotta admit. I mean, it was. Marvel does it again.
Yep.
You know me. I have my reservations about Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever it is. But
yeah.
it was a good movie. He actually stole the role.
Yeah,
he did a really good job. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. Man, Marvel with the humor. They just do it right.
They know how to do it.
It sets the tone perfectly from the movie. You know, he's listening to that radio. It set the tone nicely. You saw some great acting from him.
Yeah.
Like, I really noticed a lot from Benedict.
He has a lot of charisma, and he really carried the movie well. He did well in the leading role, and I didn't expect any less. You might have had your reservations originally. I was hyped up from the moment that they announced the casting. He seemed like he was made for this role, similar to how you got Robert Downey Jr. to Tony Stark and everything. So,
and I felt that a little bit. It was a little Tony Stark-esque. You know, he had the arrogance. He came out of that expensive car. I don't know if that's on purpose they were doing that, but I did felt that a little bit. But I mean, he did really steal the show.
Yeah.
It was well paced. It was a good movie. Again, the villain was. We'll get into it in a second. The villain was not there. The love interest they didn't do much, but that was fine. I think there was a purpose why they did.
All
that.
the supporting characters did their jobs well.
Yes.
Chiwetel Ejiofor as Baron Mordo did a great job. Wong was awesome in the movie.
Wong was awesome.
He had some great comedy.
And the Ancient One was good as well.
The Ancient One, all
the additional characters, they did a really good job. It's just the movie really flowed well. It got a little mystical and magical for me. You know me, I'm all about that hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah,
and
it's all about the realism.
There still was that.
Yeah.
It got a little bit mystical and magical, but that is the premise of the movie,
Strange,
and that's who Doctor Strange is.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end with Dormammu, I was just like, whoa! I thought I was like watching like a firecracker show or something. You know,
it was crazy, and I think that's what I love the most about it, and that's something that you're going to hear a lot of people praise. Is the visuals in this movie are a sight to see. We didn't see it in 3D, we didn't see it in IMAX, but I can imagine that the 3D and IMAX experience for Doctor Strange is worth going out and checking out, because this movie is beautiful, and it is colorful, and it's sprawling, and it's in your face, and it's something that Marvel has never done before.
Yes.
And
this was a different kind of a movie for them. Again, not a knock out of the park home run like with Guardians or these other movies, but kind of on that Ant-Man level. It was just another great movie by Marvel, and they're really tying a lot of things in. They're really starting to do that. We really saw
the
it here with the
mid-credit scene
and the mid-credit scene, and a lot of good Easter eggs mentioning the Avengers and things like that. So the mid-credit scene and the extra credit scene was probably the better ones that we've seen in quite some time.
Definitely the best like 1-2 punch that we've gotten from Marvel in a long time with the after credit scenes. I mean, seeing Thor talking to Doctor Strange,
that was pretty
it's
cool.
like holy crap.
And even a comedic relief there too. You know, he drinks his beer and it fills right up again.
There
was a couple of really funny parts. I mean, the Wi-Fi part really hit home.
Wi-Fi.
I mean, they just hit home with the humor on this one. I've noticed in a lot of other movies, Marvel movies, but this one just a little bit more because I just didn't expect that. I expected this serious, magical character from Doctor Strange, but it was good.
I actually got to disagree with you. I think that the humor was toned down a little bit for the better in this movie. There were a lot of serious moments. There were a lot of moments where, you know, Strange is going through these personal struggles, and they didn't just decide, oh, let's just break the ice and crack a joke. Sometimes they did, and that's totally fine, and Marvel nails it every single time that they do. But I feel that this movie was a little more serious and took itself a little more seriously than most of the Marvel movies do, and I was glad to see that with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So
you had some comments you want to say about the villain, right?
Yeah. So this is the thing. It's so weird, and it's not weird. It seems like it's almost practice at this point for Marvel that we got another run-of-the-mill Marvel movie villain with Caecilius, played by a phenomenal actor in Mads Mikkelsen.
I know. He just looks like a villain. In all movies, that guy just looks like he could play a villain.
He's coming up in Rogue One. He looks like a bad guy in that too.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, for this movie, I don't think they needed it. It just was solely focused on him, and you can already see what Mordo is going to do in the next movie. You can already see. Like, I already felt like he was going to be a better villain just from that one end.
Exactly. Yeah, they seem like they developed him more as a villain than they did Caecilius throughout the whole movie. I mean, I don't know. It's just,
maybe they're setting up something bigger. We're gonna have to see. You know, it's gonna tie into a lot.
Maybe we're gonna get Dormammu down the line.
Maybe we are. Maybe we are in a more standardized form that you know he can combat. Because like I said, he was just a light show at the end of it. But anywho,
but overall, I mean, it was a good time. It feels like Marvel has like this dumpster in the back of their headquarters where they just throw villains out there. You know, just another disposable villain. And
they also got a dumpster full of $1 billion. Whatever. So, but that's dumpsters full of money.
That's my only real big complaint about the movie. I mean, it's a little slow to get into from the start, but overall, like, I really had a good time. This movie flows well.
It does flow well.
And it's paced well, and it it was a good time at the theaters.
There was some good drama, great, like I said, great acting from Benedict. Like, he really did a good job. He claimed this role. Every time he was on screen, he ran the show. And like I said, again, I'm glad they didn't do too much of the love interest. They didn't waste any time.
They didn't throw it in your face.
They didn't throw it in your face, yeah.
So overall, Doctor Strange was a great film. I highly suggest that you guys go out and check it out for yourselves. What would you give Doctor Strange out of 10?
I went a little back and forth on it, but I think I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I got to agree with you there. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 as well. I probably need to see it again just to catch up on some of the littler details, some of the Easter eggs.
There was some Easter eggs
and things like that. But overall, I was pleasantly surprised with Doctor Strange, and it's visually stunning. So you guys definitely need to check it out. It's worth that much. So with all that said, I'm Caboose XBL.
I'm Ender the Answer.
You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter and like us on Facebook. Those links for our social media platforms are going to be in the description box below. You can also check out some of our other videos and some of our other reviews. They're going to be in this general area, and you can click subscribe. The logo is right there.
Yes.
With all that said, drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new.
That's a wrap.